Hello and welcome to the weather update. It's about 10 o'clock on a very hot September 6th, another day of 90-degree heat. And you can see smoke as well. It looked like we had some haze in the sky today, some bad air quality. I noticed the smoke over here, some wildfire smoke, and you can definitely see it in the skies, especially later in the day. See that hazy orange sun that you got there. It's really, just really junky looking. Yep, that's probably wildfire smoke and maybe some ozone haze from the heat as well mixed in. So bad air quality as well as this ridiculous heat. And sea breeze is very weak, though it seems like we got maybe a slightly better sea breeze. But you see, look at all that smoke. I'll just pause it just one more time when it gets over there. You could also see some thunderstorms there in Canada. But let's take a look at this smoke here. Actually, we'll go a couple of frames back here. So you can see again, all this is all smoke from wildfires, and you can see some of it also coming down across Long Island as well. So yeah, definitely you can definitely see that haze in the air for sure today. So let's take a look at our climate statistics. We got the heat advisory in effect, also air quality alerts in effect, and now it's going to be in effect through 8 p.m. on Thursday. The heat advisory as well. So it's going to continue. We also have air quality alerts in effect. The only areas that don't have it are Eastern Suffolk, and air quality alert for Ocean County as well. So yeah, we do have bad air quality as well to deal with, along with this horrible heat that we're dealing with as well. So let's look at our local our highs and lows for the day. Before I go to the map, we're going to go to Islip first because they set another record. 92 degrees, record high at Islip, beating the record of 90. That's a whole 14 degrees above normal for the high. The low of 74 was 12 degrees above normal, so the average of 83 was 13 degrees above normal for the day. Central Park, 93. They averaged about 13 degrees above normal for the day. Let's look at JFK. Also a record at JFK, 93. That's 14 degrees above normal for the day, and they were 14 degrees above normal for the high and 12 degrees above normal for the day. So this is some really historic heat that we're seeing here. Let's go to LaGuardia. We'll go to all the sites here. 93, Newark. 97 at Newark, which believe it or not, was not a record because they had a record of 98 set in 2018. My gosh, Jersey was hot. If you think it was hot here, I guess it's still hotter in Jersey. Bridgeport didn't even make it to 90, only 89. Interesting enough, sometimes Bridgeport can stay cooler than JFK, which is interesting because they're on the Sound versus the ocean. So you think the ocean spot would be cooler, but Bridgeport's a little further away from New Jersey, and that probably is why, I guess. So let's take a look at our current conditions, and you see there's that heat advisory in effect for our area, and you'll see here temperatures are pretty warm out there. 79, we got 83 in the alley, so 79 at Farmingdale, 77 at JFK. At Islip. So again, we'll show you what the day was like at Islip. It's just warm, extremely humid, bad air quality. It's just a trifecta of misery out there. And you can see temperatures got into the 90s today. And you can see northwest winds. Though the sea breeze did start a little earlier, around 4:25. The winds did shift to the southwest around that time. And so let's take a look at the map and see what all the highs were today. And you'll see highs generally, mid 90s. Low to mid 90s, and then you get into Jersey. Yeah, this is where you're seeing your mid 90s here. 95 in Toms River, so pretty brutal. 97 at Coyle Field, just really uncomfortable. 93 again at LaGuardia, so just really uncomfortable conditions across the area. It's just really crazy. I'm just curious. Let's see what. So 96 at Belrose. 94 in Carl Place. So yeah, we were in the mid 90s here in Mineola. Sure, so almost as hot as Toms River. Almost as hot as Toms River. Let's look at the lows. And lows generally only in the 70s. You see there, well above normal across the area, and hardly anyone had any 60s. It's just this humidity. It just holds the heat in. It just does not cool off at all whatsoever. Looking at the radar, you don't really see a whole lot going on. It's mainly in the Great Lakes area, and that's it. So let's get to the latest on Hurricane Lee. Yeah, it's a hurricane. I knew it would become a hurricane by today. Let's go to the National Hurricane Center first. And Hurricane Lee is already a hurricane. So here we are as of 5 p.m. Lee has strengthened into a hurricane, and it's likely intensifying to an extremely dangerous major hurricane by early Saturday. As of 5 p.m., its location is 14.9 north, 46.4 west, about 1,130 miles east of the northern Leeward Islands, about 7, and maximum sustained winds of 75 miles an hour, moving west-northwest at 14 miles an hour, minimum central pressure 991 millibars, 29.27 inches. And they say continued steady to rapid strengthening its forecast, and Lee is expected to become a major hurricane in a day or two. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a major hurricane by tomorrow. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 15 miles from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 90 miles from the center. So let's take a look at the map here that they have here, and you see this is the cone of uncertainty, and you can see it only goes out till Monday, but you can see that it's going to take it north of the northern Leeward Islands here, out over the open ocean. There is nothing to slow this thing down. Conditions are favorable with the upper ridging and very warm water temperatures. So let's take a look at some satellite imagery of Lee, and we'll first start over here. So here is Lee, and again, look at that bursting there. Yeah, that's some healthy convection going on. So this thing, I think it's going to be a Category 3 by this time tomorrow night, personally. I won't be surprised if it is. It's undergoing some very rapid strengthening. It's got plenty of really warm water to work with, and deep warm water. That's the other thing that we talk about when we talk about sea surface temperatures. We're also talking about not just at the surface, but if you go deep, like down, it's warmer than normal down there too. So the whole column of the ocean is getting warm. So let's take a look at Lee on the enhanced infrared here, and you'll see here some, again, really you got a rapidly strengthening hurricane here. Here are your models here, and most of them take it, except for this this has got to be some kind of error, but most of them take it again in that northern leeward, but they do curve it to the north. There is a curve to the north, and it happens early, and you can see here, and then a lot of them, the ensembles are kind of all over the place over here. They take it toward Bermuda. That's as much as we know. Intensity guidance, again, I think it's going to be a Category 5 hurricane, at least a Category 4, but I think there's a good possibility that it's going to grow into a Category 5 hurricane for sure. So let's go to the some more satellite imagery here and just show you the MODIS satellite as well, show you where the smoke is. See, we still got smoke over here. There's a whole lot of smoke over here in the upper plains, and you can see the smoke, yeah, that came in. Weston had it even thicker than we did. And then we'll show you Lee, which is right over here. And we have some more systems that would need to be watched too. But this is Lee looking very healthy. So let's go to the models next and take a look at the GFS, and we'll just run this through. And again, you'll see as we get toward the weekend, we're going to have that, sucky weather with the stall front syndrome and rain chances and clouds. There's your stall front. This is the 18Z run of the GFS. There's Lee right there, and you can see it does curve it out. That's that the GFS has been very consistent on curving Lee out and away from us, which is good news for us, which is very good news for us. You can see there it's doing that recurve out to sea. All right. However, when we look at the European model, European model continues to show a strong high, and right over us, kind of blocking it in. You can see this is the European. You see, we're ways away from this thing, so it's hard to say what's going to happen. But you have two general camps, the European and the GFS. The European only goes this far. It doesn't show it hitting us. It only goes this far. So we don't have any model that shows it hitting us. I don't think. Well, I can go to the Canadian and see what the Canadian does. The Canadian also takes it out to sea, and I don't think the icon goes far enough out. So yeah. So we'll talk more about Lee, and we'll know more about it as we get toward the weekend. We'll have a little bit more information, but right now it's just very speculative at this point, and I'm just going to go over the shorter term here in this weather update. So looking at the HRRR here, you'll see dry for most of tomorrow, but it is showing some showers and thunderstorms over New Jersey. Some of them could wind up affecting us overnight, perhaps. And then you'll see as we get into Friday, again, that front is just going to get stuck, and we're going to have rain chances. So it's not, going to be rainy weather, per se. It's just going to be a chance of rain and more clouds around. And the humidity will stick around, but the temperatures will drop due to the cloud cover and more onshore flow. So here we go, looking at our dew points and wind flow, and you can see again starting off with that killer west wind, then we go to a more southerly flow, a stronger southerly flow by tomorrow night. So there'll definitely be more of a sea breeze tomorrow night, I think. But then you can see it again goes kind of westerly, and then it brings it kind of gets light, and then it becomes onshore again for Friday. So that's going to keep the humidity high, but the temperatures will be lower. And you can see drier air, classic stall front syndrome that we're going to have for the weekend into next week. Because, again, the jet stream is, well, we just don't have a jet stream, really, do we? Not much of one, if you can call it that. So let's look at your temperatures here and to tomorrow. And it's showing again, I think the ice slip's going to make it to 90 again, but I think there'll be more of a cool down in the afternoon with more of a sea breeze. Obviously a muggy night, and here we are for Friday, which will be even cooler probably due to more cloud cover, probably only 80s on Friday, so we'll finally get rid of the 90s. But if you're in Jersey, you might still have to deal with 90s, and of course well into the mid to upper 90s in Jersey tomorrow as well on this HRRR model here. So let's go to the skies. And you'll see here as we go into tomorrow, there may be a few more clouds around, maybe a few more high clouds, and it'll probably still be hazy with bad air quality. And then Friday, you can see the RGM here showing maybe some stratus and some more clouds. So there'll still be sunshine. And even Saturday, there'll still be sunshine, partly sunny skies, with, again, the chance of a shower or a thunderstorm generally is the deal with, again, with that stall front in the area. That's what we're going to be dealing with. Let's go to the RAP model here and look at the smoke, because this didn't really show all the smoke that we were getting, and we were getting some smoke today, I think. So let's go take a look at that. You can see the smoke's kind of swirling around that. As that thing pulls away, maybe we'll get some relief from it tomorrow. Maybe. But the air quality is not going to be good. That's the bottom line. Look at that. Smoke's going way up into the North Pole, which is pretty crazy. The other thing I want to go over in this weather update is the sea surface temperatures. In fact, let's go back to the weather and hazards map here. Put this back on station plot. Get some buoy observations here. Let's see if we can get some sea surface temperatures. Okay, the sea surface temperature at that buoy is 73. Let's take a look at this one here. That's not a buoy. Like this, they don't have any other buoys here, do they? Really? I'd like to have some more buoys, but they don't really have many. All right. Only have that one, and that's it. So, again, we're missing buoys again. Let's look at this buoy here. SST-69. All right. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. So let's go to the Earth, the satellite view here of the sea surface temperatures. We're going to go look at this and see what we have here. The SSTs. So ocean, sea surface temperature anomaly. It's still up there. We're still above normal. Just not as bright as we were, but we still have some pretty bright areas here of above normal SSTs. And the actual sea surface temperature here, and I'll just read it to you, it's 72 degrees. So sea surface temperatures are in the mid 70s. At least they're not as high as they could be. That cool spell that we had helped lower things a little bit. You can see in the Gulf Stream, plenty of 80s. We got an 83 there. So anyway, I guess that's going to be it for this weather update tonight. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.